Hey guys, I'm back at it again with the videos. This time I'm talking about Uncharted 4, or more of like the future of Uncharted. And this is a spoiler warning for you guys who haven't beaten the game yet. Beat it first, and then come back if you feel like it. So let's get on with this. So, Naughty Dog has said that they don't want to make another one, and this is their last one. And I watched their 5-part behind the scenes for Uncharted. They really made it sound like they weren't going to make another one, and I really hope they don't, because I do personally really like these games. I freaking love Naughty Dog as a developer. But the reason why I feel like they should stop is because I don't want them to make games that they don't want to make, even though I really do like these games. But that's where I feel a little worried, because these games do sell really well. They make a lot of money for Sony, and I think that's the problem right there. We saw this with Konami, with Hideo Kojima, where he didn't want to make Metal Gear Solid games anymore, but Konami was the boss of him, so he had to do what they said, and that's the same with a lot of games, as you know. It's the same with movies, that's the same with a lot of things. And I hope that's not going to be the same with Naughty Dog and Uncharted. I really hope Sony don't force them to make another Uncharted games just so they can sell more PS4s and make more money, because if they don't really want to make more and they're forced to make more, the quality of the games could diminish a lot, and that would suck for Naughty Dog, especially since they've had a streak of extremely good games. Like, I can't think of a single bad game of theirs since Crash Bandicoot. I'm not saying that was bad, but I've played Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, and the Uncharted games, and The Last of Us. I can't think of a single bad game before any of those, so I don't want them to start having bad games now. And so, like, let's talk about the story of Uncharted 4 and how it like, it doesn't really connect with the previous Uncharted games. Like, the original trilogy, they kind of worked together pretty well. There wasn't much that like contradicted each other, but Uncharted 4, it's like they bring in Sam, who's Nate's older brother, and Nate thought that Sam had died decades ago. Maybe not decades, but like years ago. It's been a while, and he thought this entire time that Sam was dead, until Sam pops up again. And that's where the problem is. It's like, I don't really know, because if you played Uncharted 3, you would definitely be questioning that logic, because in the beginning of Uncharted 3, when they show Nate as a teenager and he meets Sully for the first time, and Sam is nowhere to be seen, and Sam wouldn't leave Nate by himself like that at that age, and Nate even told Sully that he prefers to be alone. He likes to work alone. He wants to be alone too, so that could have just been bluff, but I don't think so. It would have made more sense if they showed us in the flashback that Sam died before Nate ever met Sully. That would have made more sense, but instead they showed it where Sam died or apparently died in the prison. That doesn't make sense. And then you have Sam and Drake on a journey to find Henry Avery's treasure, which they've apparently been searching for since almost their entire adulthood. It's just like, I don't know, because in Uncharted 3, Nate and Sully are searching for that gold thing for the ring that Nate has. So like, apparently Nate and Sully have been looking for that since Nate and Sully first met. So it's kind of repetitive. It's like Nate was a boy. This entire time he's been looking for this golden thing that Marlowe had, and then now Sam and Nate are together and they've been looking for Henry Avery's treasure all this time. You can see that's a little repetitive, and a little bit unrealistic. Like, why weren't they thinking about this stuff ever before? Why didn't Nate and Sully ever talk about this ring before, or anything like that? Why didn't they go for the ring in part 2, or in part 1 for that matter? It's just like, where was this stuff before? So that's what I'm talking about. Like, these story elements don't always match up together. It seems like they're kind of making these games on the fly. Like Sony's like, hey, make a new game, and they're like, all right, fine, and then they come up with a new plot and everything. But I'm not complaining too much, because those games made sense. They did make more sense than part 4 made sense, with the perspectives of continuity. And then there's I'd say, the second biggest part that doesn't make sense, and that's the fact that Nate and Sam's last name isn't actually Drake. You know, it's Morrigan, and that's where I was like, I don't know, because it's weird, because you know, this entire time we thought their last name was Drake. You know, this entire time they've kind of been, they haven't been lying, because they probably didn't even know they were gonna change Nate's last name. You know, when they came up with the character of Nathan Drake, they probably actually thought that Drake was his last name. But since, because of Uncharted 4, they decided to switch up the plots a little bit, you know. And I don't know how I feel about that. You know, I don't like that much. I wish they wouldn't have done it that way. But it was a good twist, you know. And that just kind of shows how they weren't thinking that far ahead, though, because in part 3, when Sully meets teenager Nate and they're talking, and Nate's like, I'm an actual descendant of Sir Francis Drake, you know, and they're having that conversation and all. And I know they explained this in part 4, that that he actually didn't have any descendants, you know, or he might have, but it certainly wasn't Nate and Sam. You know, they explained that stuff and, you know, all that, but I just don't believe that. You know, it doesn't flow as well as Naughty Dog would want it to. And I think that's all I wanted to touch on as to why I think Uncharted 4 was a little forced. But now I want to talk about like the future of Uncharted. And okay, it's kind of weird. Okay, so I said that I think it should stop, but not forever. It's kind of weird because, like, I want to see these characters again, or at least like be in this universe again. You know, be in the Uncharted universe again. But not like in the next 3 or 5 years. You know, I want to see Uncharted come back in like the next maybe like 10 or 15 years, you know, like that would be nice, because, like, you know, take a break from Uncharted, create new IPs, you know, create something refreshing. Don't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. You know, bring us maybe The Last of Us 2. That'd be nice. And then, like, you know, later, like maybe a decade, maybe more, if Naughty Dog wants to, and they really feel like they need to or want to, then come back to Uncharted. You know, you could make a game on Cassie when she's older, or on Sam and Sully at the end when they're talking about doing more jobs together. That'd be cool, you know, especially with Sam and Sully, because those two characters we know. Sully even more, since he was in all of the games. You know, that'd be nice. You know, it'd be nice to see them again some other time, but not anytime soon. But that'll be all for today. Thanks for watching the video and listening to my thoughts. You know, and comment down below. Let me know what you think about all these ideas and stuff. And I'll see you guys in another video.